Peace be with you. Today we're going to dive into something truly profound from the classic spiritual text, Hikam. We're exploring a teaching that gets right to the very core of the spiritual path, the journey of actually knowing God.
And we're going to start with this absolutely stunning question. Just let that sink in for a second. This one line challenges everything we think we know about searching for the divine. So what does it really mean? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack right now.
Okay, to really get this, we have to start with a foundational idea. Let's call it the inner mirror. It's this concept that what's going on inside you, well, it doesn't just stay inside. There's a direct, fundamental link between our inner state and the outer world we experience.
The wisdom here is just so direct. It's basically saying, look, whatever you truly plant in the depths of your heart, whether that's sincerity and trust in God, or maybe it's distraction and self-reliance, it's going to show up on the outside. It has to. It simply cannot stay hidden.
So you can picture it like this. On one side, you've got the unseen inner self, and on the other, your visible outer life. You see, real knowledge of God isn't just an abstract idea. No way. It shows up as action, as stillness, as this deep certainty, and as beautiful conduct, what we call adab. And the reverse is also true. If what's inside is ignorance or attachment, you'll see it bubble up as agitation and heedlessness. The outer is always a mirror of the inner.
So this idea of the inner mirror leads us directly to the next stage of the journey, and this is where we encounter a really subtle but incredibly profound shift in perception. The text calls this the two ways of seeing.
Now, pay close attention to the difference here. The first path is seeking God through His creation, looking at the world for signs and evidence. And hey, that's a totally valid place to start. But the higher path, the destination, is seeing the world by the light of God. That's a whole different reality, where the light has already illuminated the heart.
So you can really see this as a clear progression, right? We pretty much all start at step 1, looking around, reading the signs. But the goal, the real goal, is to get to step 2. That's where your own heart becomes the source of light. And from that vantage point, you're not just piecing together external clues anymore. You're seeing all of creation from a completely elevated place.
And this naturally brings us to a major turning point on the path. This is the moment where things really start to shift, from constantly needing external proof to simply experiencing an internal presence.
Now, this is such a powerful statement, and we have to be careful with how we understand it. This is not about throwing away logic or reflection, not at all. It means that the constant need for more proof, that endless search for evidence, well, that's a sign that you're still on the road. You haven't quite arrived at that state of just living in His presence.
I mean, the contrast couldn't be clearer. The beginning of the road is all about effort. You're collecting arguments, you're looking for evidence. The destination, though, is a whole different state. That's when the knowing becomes so direct, so clear, that it's just inwardly self-evident. The need for proofs is transformed into light, and that light becomes a living, breathing presence. And that brings us full circle, right back to that incredible question we started with. But now we can see it completely differently. The focus shifts entirely away from His supposed absence and onto our own perception. It's all about lifting the veil.
So when we hear this question now, we get it. It's rhetorical. The whole point is, He was never absent. He was never distant. We've been diagnosing the problem all wrong. We're not trying to find something that's missing. We're trying to learn how to see what has been right here all along.
And this gets to the absolute heart of it all. The issue isn't His absence, it's our veil. It's the inward noise, the ego, the attachments, the constant distractions. The divine reality isn't hidden by distance, it's hidden by a heart that's just become too crowded, too noisy to see clearly.
So, if someone is successful on this journey, what does that actually look like in a person? This final section is all about the tangible evidence of this deeper knowing, the real, visible traces of true knowledge.
And it's so vital to understand this. We are not just talking about intellectual facts or having the right ideas. Knowing God, in this sense, is a state of being. It's a light that fundamentally transforms a person from the inside out.
So what's the evidence of this inner light? Well, a person with this knowledge develops a certain gravity, a stillness. You can see it in their humility, their calm, their beautiful conduct with others, and you'll notice their dependence on anything and everything other than God just begins to weaken. These are the real fruits of the journey.
And so we're left with a final question to reflect on. For ourselves, after everything we've explored, the inquiry really shifts, doesn't it? It's no longer where is God, but what is standing in my way. Is he actually hidden, or is my own heart simply too crowded to perceive what has been present all along?